Hi there, Cassandra from Talkatoo here, bringing you a quick little video to share some tips and tricks to get you started on the right foot. The first tip I'd like to share is a little bit about starting and stopping dictation. You'll use this blue Start Dictation button to turn Talkatoo on. Once it is on, you'll see the blue button turn black and indicate that it's listening. As soon as you hit the blue Start Dictation button, you'll notice that Talkatoo immediately begins listening. You'll want to follow that up with clicking the text field, just so Talkatoo has a place to put the words that you're saying. When you're done with your dictation, you'll want to click the black listening button to then turn Talkatoo off. And just like that, Talkatoo has written a little bit of what I said there. One hot tip is to make sure that Talkatoo has written the very last word of what you've said before turning it off. If you turn it off before it's finished writing, it will stop dead in its tracks, so you do want to make sure that it's written the very last word that you said before turning it off. The second little tip I have here is a little bit about our live corrections. When starting out with Talkatoo, it's important to understand that it relies heavily on the context of the sentences you are saying in order to make corrections to the work it's done. You'll find that Talkatoo will write a lot of what you're saying, and then it will backspace to erase a chunk of work. Talkatoo will then rewrite what you said, completing the corrections along the way. Talkatoo will do this little dance throughout your dictation, and it is completely normal. You'll find that this feature can be a bit distracting, so we suggest looking away from the screen while you get into the meat and potatoes of your dictation in order to speak as conversationally as possible and to assure that Talkatoo is giving you the best results. One little hot tip here is to make sure that you're giving Talkatoo context. The more context you give, the better your results will be. Speaking as smoothly and conversationally as possible also helps Talkatoo capture and correct the mistakes that it's made. Third tip here is a little bit of information about our punctuation system. By default, Talkatoo is set to have you speak your punctuation in order for it to write any punctuation. If you do not say period, comma, question mark at the end of your sentences, Talkatoo will not write it. You can change this setting within the settings page. You'll just do that by clicking the three dots here and popping open the settings page. Pull this over there, and you'll scroll down till you can find the dictation options, and you can toggle spoken punctuation on or off using this little switch. Spoken punctuation on, when it's blue, means that it's expecting you to say your punctuation in order for it to write your punctuation. If you go ahead and turn it off, Talkatoo will use not only the words that you're saying, the pauses in your voice, but also the context of what you're saying, and it'll apply the punctuation pieces in your sentence for you based on that information. Just be mindful that Talkatoo is listening for the pauses in your voice to help with this process. So double check your work because it may confuse a pause for thought for a full-on period. So just be mindful of that and you should be in good shape. One hot tip in regards to your punctuation here, you want to be as specific as possible when you are speaking your punctuation. If you say something like a bracket or a parentheses, Talkatoo will likely just write that word out. It does need you to be specific in indicating your open brackets or closed brackets and such. So just be mindful of that. You can find an exhaustive list of our punctuation if you'd like by clicking the three dots and popping open the support page. And this button here will allow you to view a list of voice commands. And as we scroll, we'll find that there are specific commands for each punctuation piece. And you'll find examples of open bracket, close bracket, and such at the bottom of this list. Final tip I'd like to share in this video today are a little bit about our voice commands. Talkatoo knows two voice commands, new line and new paragraph. These will do exactly what they say. New line will pop your cursor down to the next line. A new paragraph will actually give you a double space, so it'll pop you down 2 lines. So super helpful in formatting your notes slightly. And these commands do work whether spoken punctuation is on or off. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our support team.